See, the thing about Aries is that it very much prioritizes the short term. It cares very much about what's happening here and now. It can be, Aries wants to be first. Aries cares very much about being the first one out the gate. It considers itself the beginning of the zodiac. I actually tend to prefer counting from Cancer, but that's okay. It's a circle, so you can count from anywhere. Aries wants to go first. And the thing about that is that all of the stuff is happening in Aries right now, and not all of it is best suited to the short term, but it's going to want to be in that short term place. Think about Saturn, for example. Saturn is the planet of consequences, of long-term opportunities, of elders and maturity and discipline and stuff like that. Saturn is currently in Aries with this short-term focus. And so there's a natural tension there between, do I do what matters right now, or do I do the thing that matters for the long term? There was a really important graph that I saw as a child. I think it was in elementary school somewhere, where they separated out things that are important versus things that are urgent. So like a phone call, for example, is urgent. It matters right now. If you don't answer the phone, then you will miss this person. But it's not necessarily important. It might be a spam call. So it's urgent, but it is not important. And some things are important, but they are not urgent. So you can put them off for a little bit, but they need to get done because they are important to serving your ends and this kind of thing. Or some things are important and urgent, things that are very important that need to happen right now, stop the bleeding, or things that are neither important nor urgent, right? And having this sort of understanding of what really matters and on what time horizon is going to be a really important play while Saturn is in Aries, and while this week Mars moves into Aries as well. Mars is at home in Aries. I normally say that a planet that comes home to its domicile is at home and comfortable, and normally Mars would be comfortable here in Aries, except his greatest foe. Well, hello, sir. Oh, is a gang of y'all? What's up? How y'all doing? Okay. Hey, everybody. What's up? Nice to see y'all. I like birds. They're out here with me today. They are signing off on what I've got to say. So let me try not to fuck the rest of this up. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Zamboni. I'm a musician and astrologer. If you want to get a reading, then you can go to zamboniphone.com. If you want to learn what I'm doing, you can go to zamboniphone.com. There's a great astrology course called Astrology from the Ground Up. Teaches you all the fundamentals in a way that is relatable, that is intelligible, and that cares very much about the contrast of opposites, which is a great way to conceptualize how things are. So if you want to get your fundamentals down, that's a great place to do that. If you don't give a shit about that and you just want me to do it for you, I got you, boo-boo. Zamboniphone.com is the place to be. So Saturn's been Aries for a minute now, and is going to be for 2.5 years. Get used to it. Saturn's not super comfortable in this place, but it is what it is. Mars is moving into Aries on Thursday, something like that. And there's a tension there. One of the things that I always say about, so it's easy to be like, okay, Mars is your go planet and Saturn's your stop. So we could do gas and brakes at the same time, right? And so what's gonna happen there is you're gonna burn your brakes up and things are gonna start to burn and you're gonna smell it, and there's all this frustration in that space. I also think about cops and robbers whenever I think about Saturn as being kind of the law and Mars as being, I don't give a fuck about the law. And so, and more importantly, they're both malefic, and so nobody likes either of them, but they don't like each other either, right? So now you put Saturn into this place where it's Mars ruled, and Saturn does not like this place. Saturn is out of place in Aries because Saturn is the long term and Aries cares a lot about the short term. Then you put Mars in there, and now there's all this pressure on Saturn. So here's what's been happening to me. I have been going through deep burnout. I have, my band is starting to pop off in the local space. I don't didn't see that coming at all, but like people are calling us up and trying to give us gigs and stuff like that. And keep an eye out if you want to see some live streams. I think there'll be one in 2 weeks or something like that. And there's cool stuff happening, but I can't even work on the new music that I want to work on because I've got all these shows that I need to prepare for, and I'm like trying to get the band together, and I'm trying to organize a whole bunch of stuff. This was not going to be my priority, but I know that if I don't, like, I've got this band and it's amazing. I've got this amazing opportunity to play with these guys who know my music, and it's really amazing, and I'm so excited about it. And so that means that I have to put this on the front burner, even though it has nothing to do, like, I don't make any money on music. I spend money on music, you know what I mean? Like, you can go to Bandcamp and buy my music, but the $3 that you're gonna spend there pales in comparisons to the thousands that I put into it and the artwork and everything. It doesn't, like, thank you for doing that, and please go to Bandcamp and do that. But like, you can also stream it for free on Spotify, you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't make me any money, and so it's not a part of my business plan for real. But because I have this opportunity right now, I have to do this thing right now. And that means that the things that are important to my business are kind of on the back burner right now, because I have this artistic opportunity that if I don't do well right now, then I lose all of my long-term musical opportunities. And so I'm navigating this distance between what matters in the short term, the urgent things, versus what matters in the long term, which are the important things. So music is really important to me. And so if I don't do this thing right now, then I lose a lot of my long-term opportunities, which means that this has to happen right now. You know what I mean? And so what's actually happening in real life is I have too much on my plate and I'm burning out about it, you know? And so I've been in place where I've been sort of sick and not feeling well and just not keeping up with things and getting kind of depressive about it and stuff like this, right? So this is what is likely to show up under a lot of malefics all in the same spot. Now, the good thing about the malefics all being in the same spot is that it is very predictable where the rough stuff is. And so when I start doing my dailies and I'm talking about the moon, where's the moon? Then the moon has to do with what happens today, how the vibes feel today. And so there are gonna be times when the moon is kind of dodging all of the malefic stuff. The moon is just kind of out of the way of that. And then there are gonna be days when it's all of the malefic stuff. And the thing about all of the malefic stuff happening together is it's not just one rough thing that happens, but it'll be a few of them all together. And when it's all that together, then it can become overwhelming. And the thing about Aries is that it is very prone to burnout. So I always think about the match flame when I'm talking about Aries, right? So you strike the match and it burns super brightly for a moment, and that's enough to catch a fire. But if you don't catch that fire immediately, then it burns out and fizzles real quick, you know, with space of 4 seconds or something like that, the match is done. And so this is the way that Aries operates. Aries cares very much about the sprint, doesn't care as much about the marathon. And so there's this inherent tension here that is likely to be wildly uncomfortable. So how do we navigate that? You can do what I do, which is work too hard and then die about it. Don't necessarily recommend it. Do as I say, not as I do. Listen, it is what it is out here, right? So that's an option. You can do that. You can also, one of the things that I also like to do, I have strong Aries placements, is to take a nap. So I go really hard in the morning time. I get up every day. I've been doing daily forecasts for 9 years now. And then I just stop at a certain 1 p.m. I'm done. And so I take a nap, and then I get up and I have a second morning where I can do my sprint again, right? So that's an option as well. Or, so really what we're thinking about is like, make time to rest. Don't forget that Venus is in Taurus this week, especially at the beginning of the week. Shit looks really cute. It's before all the mayhem starts, and we've got all this Venus and Taurus like looking cute as hell. I know that y'all loved that Venus and Taurus meme stash that I dumped the other day. Who doesn't love the Venusian back rolls? Please and thank you. Give me some more of this. It's delicious. It feels so good under my hands. I love all of that. This is a great week to start out in that place and start out with that sort of plodding, intentional kind of energy. But watch out, as we get into the later part of the week, it ratchets up, the volume turns up a lot, and we're going to be there for a couple of weeks.